Good evening. I had to adjust it. It was not. It was like tilted up. So, good evening. How is everybody doing? So, we're going to be talking about tonight. It's okay to do one thing, but not another. Right? So, we're going to talk about that tonight. But yeah. Anyway, um, before we get into all that, first of all, how about them Cowboys? Woo! And I saw my freaking Crimson Tide go down. I couldn't believe that one. That one shocked me. Texas A&M beat Alabama. Not good. So actually, I really really enjoy college football. I love college basketball. Uh, I don't like pro basketball so much because they're all just a bunch of hot dogs. But college basketball, especially when they play in the field of 64, I do enjoy that. So anyway, but yeah, your Steelers actually won today, JJ. I bet you were happy. So anyhow, so anyway, before we get started tonight, I just want to remind everybody, first of all, that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat, no racism, no nastiness, because it's just not going to be tolerated. Because those awesome people that you see lit up in blue, they will boot you out of here because we don't play that game. All right. Hey, did you watch Marfugal on Friday? My husband was the third caller with Marf. No, I didn't see that, Shannon. No, I did not see that, but that's cool that your husband got through. Hey, Richard Ruckman, how you doing this evening? It's good to see everybody in here in the chat. So, two large earthquakes hit Hawaii, a 6.2 and a 5.9. Nice. That's really well. I know that the volcano in Hawaii is going as well. So, first, okay. So before we get into chatting about what I want to chat about tonight, let's talk about a little bit about all this volcanic activity that's going on right now around the world. Volcanoes are much more active. La Palma had a 4.31 today. Yeah, that is really ramping up over there. I've been kind of paying attention to that because I think it's interesting, and you know, Terrence representing Raleigh, North Carolina. I'll tell you what, I lived in the Triangle. I lived in Chapel Hill, Raleigh, Durham, and let's see, it was Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. I think that's what they did it. They called it the Triangle, that area. And I lived in Chapel Hill, and that was a fun time. I love North Carolina. North Carolina was awesome. Yeah, La Palma is having a temper tantrum. Yeah, no kidding. New lava flows, and there's a lot of lava coming out of there too. What I want people to think about is this: when you have all these different volcanoes that are going off, which are going off right now, we got the main ones that they're talking about. The one in Iceland, Hawaii is acting up again, and obviously La Palma in the Canary Islands. But there's a lot of other ones going as well, and the amount of stuff that those volcanoes put up into the upper atmosphere. People don't talk about that. And I mean, I know I've joked about it before, and I've talked about, that they need to do a carbon tax and talk to them because they're putting out too much, like, blame Spain, right? They're putting out too much emissions. But the reality is, when you have that much stuff going into the upper atmosphere from these different volcanoes, it is definitely going to affect the weather. It's going to cool things off because the particles are blocking the sun, and it absolutely causes problems. So, yep, global cooling. Asif just said volcanoes export CO2, uh, SOC, and soot. Yep, global cooling. So that's why they had to change it up, I guess. They couldn't call it global warming anymore. Now they have to call it climate change because the planet is actually cooling off. Imagine that. What a shock. A lot more activity, obviously, going on. The planet seems to be angry. And, there is SO2. Okay, he corrected. Yeah, because I was like, what? So, okay, that's all right, Asif. We all make mistakes. No big deal. But anyway, like I said, with all those things going on and all that stuff going up into the atmosphere, it definitely is affecting the planet. And if anybody remembers, and I know it's not that long ago, realistically, Mount St. Helens, when Mount St. Helens went, it did affect the weather after Mount St. Helens went. I think they had snow in July and Maine that year, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, these volcanoes burp 1,000 times what we put out all the time. Exactly. Exactly. And that's been my point with this whole thing right along. Um, and I'm going to give you my opinion, and that's strictly I'm going to give you my opinion on this topic. But when these idiots with the Paris Accord and they want to tax us for carbon emissions, okay? Well, first of all, you better start with China because China has a whole lot of people, and then second on the list should be India because between China and India, the two of them are putting out way more emissions than we are. They're, we have 330 million people. They have over a billion in both of those places. What India has 1.6 billion, and China has what 1.7, 1.8 billion in that range. So I'm not 100% sure which one, but they're both over a billion people in both of those countries. So they're putting out way more emissions than we are, you know. So, but yeah, bad storms are coming up through. Yep, I saw that. Texas was getting hit. Lower Missouri. Yep, yep, I saw that as well. 52% of China's electricity comes from coal. Yep, there you go. How about that, folks? Think about that. So you have all those people, and in China, and they're using coal is the majority of their energy production. Think about that. So, you know, and then they want us to sacrifice over here in the US. Yeah, I don't think so. Both of those countries need to up their sex education classes. Well, they know how to breed. Well, I know China for a long time, realistically, they had a limit. You could only have one child. And I think that they've changed that now, but it was crazy. I mean, it was just absolutely crazy, you know. So, but anyway, again, it's just with all the things going on, paying attention, and like I said, with all that stuff going up into the upper atmosphere, is absolutely going to affect the planet temperature. It's going to cool things down, which is another reason why I think, like I said, again, we're going to have a really bad winter. I think that's going to be a big, big part of it. 3 children limit in China. Oh, they've changed. Okay, because it used to be one. China used to have a one. You could only have one child, and if you had more than one, you got in trouble. Oh, you know what? I saw that. Okay, so China's not letting their men be feminine, while American military men were wearing high heels. Well, I didn't see that where they were wearing high heels, but I did see that China was on the regular news stuff. They were not allowing effeminate men to be on there anymore. So Japan also has a limit. I did not know that. I did not know. Why would Japan have a limit? I had not seen that. I didn't realize. Well, what's the limit in Japan? Because I had never heard that Japan had a limit of how many they could have. So, but anyway, that's those things are. There's a lot more people. You got a lot more people. Oh, they did. Unsure if they still do. I got you. All right. Yeah, I had never even heard that Japan had a limit. I mean, I know they're on an island. There's only so much space. I get that part of it. Swamp Bottom Living said yes. I thought it was only one kid. Guys, if you have any questions and stuff, all cap locks for me, please. It just makes it much easier to do this. So what are we at? 455 in the chat already. We're at 162 on a thumbs up. Let's hit that early and often tonight. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that now to show support for the channel. And thank you very much ahead of time. I do appreciate it. And it definitely makes a difference with the algorithms as well. It pushes us up higher in the ranking. So the more interaction we have, the better off it is for the channel. I thought Japan was hurting because they're older. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't realize that they had done that. But also, again, third reason I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. Would it be okay if I shout out a decent channel that is in the chat? Sure, North Shore Preparedness, go right ahead. Who are you talking about? China recently raised their limit to 3. Okay. I know it was 1. I remember that because it was 1 for a long time. And to think that our grandparents had 10 plus siblings. Well, do you realize why they had so many kids back in the day? Because not all your kids made it. Not all your kids made it. And I know, like with my grandfather, he had a lot of brothers and sisters. And, there was some tragic deaths, unfortunately, back in those days. And so that's why they had, you know, that's why you people had large families. You look at the houses that people used to live in. Let's see. Guys and gals, check out Northern Gale Hobbies channel. Link to follow. That's North Shore Preparedness talking about that. So another one too, guys, I want you really to watch if you would. And I know I give a lot of shout outs and like this is one, and I talked about them a little bit in the last live stream, but Girl in the Woods. Her and her husband, Bush Radical, there's 2 different channels. They are unbelievable. They're up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and she's up there pretty much a lot of the time alone because he's doing different things. They have a couple of kids together. I don't even know how long they've been together, but they've been together for a while, and really, really good people. And she's very, very positive. And she did a recent video. She was talking about if you're building in the bush, is setting up a good base camp. And I thought that was a really, really good, really, really good thing. It was really, really cool. Oh, so I got to tell you guys the one. Okay, the couple, and I'm trying to remember what the name of them are right off the top of my head, and of course I can't. Somebody's going to know who I'm talking about. There's a couple that moved down. I think they moved to Costa Rica, if I'm not mistaken. No, Panama. No, they moved to Panama. They were traveling in a van like for a long, not a van, like a school bus that was converted into a living space. And so if anybody knows this channel, what I'm talking about, please let me know. But anyway, so they'd moved down to Panama, the nomadic movement. Yes, thank you, Jane. Thank you very much. Okay, I got to tell you guys, and those of you that have children will absolutely understand. So those of you that have children will absolutely understand. So recently, they had decided to have a child, so they got pregnant, and then they just came back to the States to have the baby in the United States. All right, and so they were doing a water birth at home, and they had a midwife and all that type of stuff. Well, when she was going through her labor, they like filmed everything. They weren't graphic, obviously, and didn't show everything, but they showed her going, the contractions getting closer and all that type of stuff. And I'm going to tell you what. First of all, I want to recommend their channel, the Nomadic Movement. Like I said, they're down in Panama. They're working with people down there. They have a South African family they're working with. They're working with some of the locals down there, and really, really good people. But anyway, so they do this thing, and both of the grandmothers were there for the birth, and the grandfathers were in the other room. And after the baby was born, they came in and saw the baby and stuff like that as well. And I got to tell you, I'm a big tough guy, right? I guess I don't know, but anyway, I was crying like a little girl watching that video, and I kid you not, it brought me back to when Eddie and Heather were born, and I was in the OR because they had to have a C-section. So my ex had to have a C-section, so I got to be right in there with them. And I got to cut the cord of both of my children, and they came out, and it was just so emotional. And watching that whole thing and the emotions with him and her and the grandparents and everybody, it was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. But I sat here on my laptop and I'm watching this, and I literally was just crying. I was sobbing, just because it brought all those emotions back for me when my kids were born. And I just thought it was an absolutely beautiful thing, and it was a beautiful experience. And I would love to, I should probably reach out to them at some point, but I wrote on their page, and I said, that was beautiful, and I said thank you so much for sharing that. Now I could not believe they had a tremendous amount of thumbs. They had like 73 people put a thumbs down to that. How do you thumbs down that? What kind of twisted people do we have out there in the world? A lot, I know that. But anyway, um it was just a beautiful thing, I thought, and I was so happy that they decided to share that with all of us. And they have a daughter now, and I just think that that's a beautiful thing. And they're a young couple, and they're doing fantastic. But again, that's the nomadic movement. I definitely hugely want to recommend them to you guys, because they're going to be going back down to Panama very, very soon, and they're doing a lot of stuff. So it's really, really cool. And they're good. They're good kids, and they're kids. They're in their 20s. So, but they're really good people. So, but Linda Husson says I watched that too, and I also cried. I, like I said, I don't know how you could watch that and not get emotional about it. Yeah, trolls don't like childbirth. JJ said. Um, I just, like I said, it was such a beautiful experience, and I was so awesome that they shared it. Um, Ed, it sure was a beautiful update, and baby Sadie is on Instagram. Yep, yep. Unique Prepper just said that. But yeah, it was just a wonderful thing, and I thought it was awesome that they shared that. Well, you guys have to understand. So Sharon Kingley said, "Childbirth scared my husband, ex-husband now." Well, I'm a nurse, so I did an OB rotation. I got to watch a C-section of a stranger during my OB rotation. So, it was, yeah, trolls dead from the neck up. Awesome said, yeah, exactly. I just, you know what? If you don't have compassion for other people, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. I will tell you this. I truly believe, and this is just me personally saying, I truly believe there's a lot of tremendous people out there. A lot more than we're shown. They want us to be scared all the time. They want it to pit us against each other. So, they show the inner cities, and they show, people fighting and being evil and nasty to each other. So people will get that misconception that, oh my God, that's all black people or all Hispanic people. And it's not. There are fantastic people, whatever color you are. There's fantastic people in every race, and there's also jerk offs in every race. It's just the way that it is. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. But again, when you are perpetuated and put out there a certain way by the media, people will start to believe that, and I think that that's wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sadie Grace, I think, is what her middle name was. Sadie Grace is what they named their daughter, and I just think that that's awesome. But yeah, there it was just it was a wonderful experience to watch. Again, if you're just jumping in here, wonder what the heck we're talking about, the nomadic movement. They just had their first child, and they actually shared that journey, and they did a birth at home with a midwife and stuff like that. And I think, and it was very, very well done, I thought. And the midwife was absolutely fantastic. And it was like I said, it was a wonderful thing, and I'm so happy that they shared that with everybody. So anyway, all right. So I know now I digress. We're 20 minutes into the chat, and I haven't talked about the topic at all. What a surprise. I know you're probably all very, very shocked that I haven't done that yet, but we're going to get into that in just a second here. What are we at? 536 in the chat. We're at 251 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interactions that we have, the more they boost the channel. And I thank you for that reason as well. But I do want to remind people, so maybe some of you are newer. We've had a nice little insurge of new subscribers lately, and I just want to remind everybody, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, which is 4,400 away, because we're at 95,600 and change right now, I'm going to have STD tattooed on my body. For those of you that don't know what STD means, step, thing, and day. It's a mantra that I've been using for quite a while now, and I really think it's a good mantra to live by, because everybody's going to remember that acronym STD because they think it means something else. But what it does mean is step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. So that's what I'm going to have that tattooed on me. And so, and I will try to do that live if the tattoo artist will let me. I'm actually trying to get Kendall to do that. So, do you get a YouTube button when you reach 100,000? Yes. Yep. You get the YouTube the play button for 100,000 subscribers, and then they have another one like when you hit 1 million or something, which we're not even going to think about that because that's way far into the future. But yeah. So I want to get to the 100,000. I mean, that's like, the initial goal, just because it's kind of a cool number. And so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, but yes, I'm going to do that when I hit 100,000, and I'm going to probably do that live, either live or I'll tape it and show you guys, afterwards. So, but so that's what I'm going to have done. And but I'm looking forward to doing that. I really, really am. So anyway, let's get into the topic. Right, we're 22 minutes into this stream, and I haven't talked about no tramp stamp, Timothy. Not doing that. No. Some people can get away with it and some people cannot. What was I talking about? Yes, there'll be a big giveaway, Asif. When I hit 100,000 subscribers too, I plan on doing a very, very big giveaway. That's what I want to try to do. It's going to be my way to say thank you to everybody. And so, that's what I plan on doing. All right. So right now, what is dominating the news is the riot. They call it a riot. I don't really consider it. What they did was a riot. What they did was wrong. I will be the first to say that. They were manipulated and played with, which I called before that rally in January 6th when they went down to D.C. They were welcomed into the Capitol building. The cops will open the doors and let them right on in. Okay. And they did it on purpose because they wanted to jam those people up, which is exactly what happened. And a lot of people are going to jail. A lot of people lost their jobs. Now they're going to be on lists and they're not going to be able to interact with other people and stuff like that, right? So they are villainizing these people. They made it look like, realistically, if that was an insurrection, yeah, they were baited, absolutely baited. If that was an insurrection and they took over that Capitol building, that would have been a whole different kettle of fish. But it was pretty much, for the most part, now there was a few people did stupid things, obviously, but for the most part, it was, they even stayed within the ropes. I mean, that's not really, going crazy, in my opinion. Some people lost their lives because of that. It was a unnecessary, stupid decision by a lot of people, and it's costing them. All right. But it was okay for the entire summer leading, or the whole through the winter, the fall, all that whole time period. It was perfectly fine that in Democrat-run cities, and let me just be real clear off the top before I start this, guys. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I hate politics. I think that they're all corrupt. They're all on the same side, and they're all looking to screw us. That's my opinion of politics. Doesn't matter if it's left or right. At the end of the day, they're going to stick it up in there, twist it off, and break it. That's what they're trying to do. Okay. So if you think one side is better than the other, they're not. They're all working together in the shadows. Okay. And at the end of the day, what they're all trying to do is trying to jam us up. They're trying to get as much money out of us as they possibly can and control us as much as they can. So, that being said, I'm going to continue. In Democratic run cities, you had rioting, looting, people attacking people because of the color of their skin. And that was perfectly okay. You had people attacking federal buildings, trying to set them on fire, right? That all that happened. That wasn't ever, hardly ever brought up in the news in a negative light because it fit the agenda. Antifa, BLM, they were working to disrupt things, make things crazy. And when Trump decided to try to do something about it, what happened? We'll use Portland as a great example. They said, "Oh, we don't want you here," right? The mayor of that city and the Democratic congressman and all that type of stuff. They didn't want them there, but that was perfectly fine. Do you see those people being paraded around, being said, "Okay, this is what happened for this person that tried to burn down a federal building. This is what happened to the people that took over the area in Seattle." No, you don't see any of that, right? Why not? That's my question. If you want to make it fair across the board. Just don't persecute the people that realistically were gullible. Don't get me wrong. I think it was horrible. I think it was stupid. But they were not out there trying to kill people. They were not trying to, you know, destroy the Capitol building. That's not what they were trying to do. So, that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with that. You can think whatever you want to think. That's great. Okay. That gave you a plug on my show tonight. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm trying to, like I said, I think that, again, we should all be really, yeah, very selective. Awesome Sauce 753. You're 100% right. It's very selective. Okay. They love your show, Ed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's SSH0111. So, you know why, Ed? There's a narrative they are holding. Yes. Oh, Prepper, you're 100% correct. They were going to do anything that they could possibly do to discredit Trump, to destroy the economy. Now, here, I want you to think about this. I really want you to think about this. Our economy was booming. Prices of gas was super low. We were exporting gas out of this country. We were not buying it anymore. We were exporting it. They wanted to hang Pence. That's peaceful. Gary Cruz said that. Uh, I didn't see him getting strung up and taken out, right? Remember AOC? Remember her? Oh my God, I barely escaped. She wasn't even in the building. Drama queens. But she's traumatized, of course. Listen, I will never condone what was done. They should have never gone into the Capitol building. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never should have happened. So I'm not saying that they did something right, and I never will. But it's the same exact. It's not even close to being the same as what the rioters were doing, right? Not even close to the same. The rioter or the police with the rioters were not opening the doors and saying, "Hey, come on into Target and take whatever you want," right? Yeah, it was foolish. Right, right. It was absolutely foolish what they did, and they're paying the price. A lot of these people are paying the price. They're doing settlements. They're doing jail time. They're doing house arrest. They've lost their jobs. But how many of those scumbags that beat up people because they were a different color, or how many of those scumbags that tried to set federal buildings on fire? A lot of the people that got arrested, a lot of them that arrested were released. Charges dropped. Do the research, guys. Don't believe me. You don't have to believe what I'm telling you. Do the research. See how many of those people were released because of the liberal prosecutors and all those type of things, and all the charges were dropped against them. But that was okay. It's okay to attack the police, right? That's perfectly fine. Fox News just reported diplomats met with the Taliban and has agreed to help them. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, there was a bailout fund and everything as well. Yeah, it is. The whole thing was ridiculous. And what's BL? Let me. I know I have some black viewers in here, and that's cool. I mean, like I said, to me, everybody's the same. Face value. If you're cool with me, I'm going to be cool with you. But I want to ask. This is for people that are watching of color. Okay, so if you are Hispanic or if you are black and that type of thing, what did BLM do to better life for black people? That would be my question. They haven't done a freaking thing. They've lined their own pockets. The one lady that was one of the people that was in charge bought like 3 houses. So imagine how she did that. Hey, pinball's in the house. Okay, well, since pinball's in the house, we're going to talk about this quickly. This coming Saturday, pinball is having a get together in Tennessee. If you are interested, you need to go over to Pinball's site. You register ahead of time for this get together. Okay. Yeah, she got 3 houses over 5 million. Yep, exactly, exactly. So, but I will be at Pinball's get together on Saturday. I'm looking forward to being down there. Looking forward to hanging out and chatting with everybody. I think it's going to be a really, really good time. So let's also go over to Pinball's channel, guys. Show him some support. Let him know that, like I said, we're in this together. And you can tell him, Prep Nurse One sent you over. So JJ just sent the link up for Pinball's channel. So definitely say, go over and say hi. And hopefully a lot of you guys plan on coming to the get together. I think it'll be awesome. So, but anyhow, I live in Oregon. All were released with only misdemeanor charges. There you go. There's Rose Jacobs. Yep. And that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And they all got away with it, basically, and that is wrong. That's 100% wrong. So, there's going to be 250 people at the get together. Wow, that'll be awesome. Oh, he said he's full. He can't take anymore. Ah, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I think it's going to be a great get together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be nice to go in, interact, hang out with people, and all that type of stuff. They released the black school shooter yesterday on $75,000 bail. Unbelievable. That's crazy. But why can't it just be they released the school shooter? Why does it have to be they released the black school shooter? See, there's the problem. There's the problem right there. Who cares what color the person is? Unless it's for the narrative, unless it's for the agenda, because you just had one of the recent mass shootings was an Asian gentleman. So, but that, it doesn't fit the narrative of the crazy white people killing everybody. Pinball is my favorite news channel. Shella B just said that. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. With what's going on, guys, and this is what. So I made a video earlier today, and I was absolutely shocked that it did not get more views. I really was, because I was talking about the price of everything going up. Everything going up. Unbelievable. And I'm talking heating oil, heating fuel, as far as natural gas, gasoline prices. Okay. What else? The price of barrel of oil. It is at a 7-year high. It's at a 7-year high right now. All right. And I honestly believe, and again, this is an opinion. Okay. Giving you my opinion. I honestly believe that I found so many preppers to follow thanks to your shout outs. Tell them where I came from. Oh, that's awesome, Pamela. That's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of great channels. There's a lot of great channels with a lot of very, very good information. And I think that that's fantastic. I really do. So, with what is being done with the oil prices, with heating oil, natural gas in 6 months has doubled. You had heating oil is, I think, also at a 7-year high. It has more than doubled this year in the last 12 months. It's crazy. It's crazy how things have just exponentially just gone up. As I told you guys before, here in New York, when Trump was president, we were paying $2.20 a gallon for gas. I am now paying $3.39 a gallon. So that's up a dollar 19 a gallon just since January, which is insane. You know, and that's what's happening. That is absolutely what is happening. I think it's being done on purpose to get people not to drive, to bankrupt the middle class, because the rich people are never going to be affected, never going to be affected, and then they're giving all the handouts to the poor because they want those votes, because they want to stay in power, they want to stay in control, and I'm a big believer in a hand up, not a handout. I've talked about that many, many times. Uh, when you educate people and you give them a purpose and self-worth, it makes their lives that much better. When you just hand something out all the time, then you're going to get people that are going to be complacent, they're going to be lazy, they're going to get used to those handouts, and they're not going to want them to go away. So if you have, like I said, if you have the Republican candidate says, I'm going to cut back on these because this is insane that all these people are getting these free handouts, they don't want that. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to vote the other way because they still want those handouts. And it's all about control. It's a modern day slavery is what it is, folks. It's a modern day slavery because once they get you down in that rut, it's very hard to get out of it. And it's not. And when I say modern day slavery, black, Hispanic, white, Asian, whoever's getting those benefits, that's exactly what is happening. It is modern day slavery, and it's sad, and people don't realize it. Cost of living went up more than 6%. It's insane what everything is going on. I find it incredible that all the things going on, people still um, can't make can still make hate comments against Trump. Well, everything is Trump's fault, isn't it? It's like they're so locked in their brains that they can't let it go. Have what I get a kick out of. What I get a kick out of is when Biden gets up there and says, "Oh, since I've been president, job growth has been, going up like crazy, and 600,000 new jobs a month, and blah blah blah." Wait a minute. Let's reflect on that for a moment. Weren't we in a freaking lockdown where people were told not to go to work and they had to stay home, and all these people were on unemployment, and then they had the bonuses on top of it, so they were incentivized not to go back to work until those things ran out, right? Let's not forget about all that. So then finally, when things were getting better, as they said, people went back to work. People were able to go to their job. Their companies opened back up and they started going back to work. Biden didn't do crap. He didn't create jobs. It was just people that already had jobs finally were able to go back to work. They never wanted to leave their jobs in the first place. But he's taking credit for it. Like, look at, I'm saving the country. He ain't doing squat. He's pushing us down with a plunger as hard as he can in the toilet and flushing us away. That's what he's doing. So, hey, Asif, I tell my teenage patients every day that if they work hard and are honest and do it, no matter what profession you do, you will do fine. Exactly. You know what? Thank you so much for this statement, Asif, and I'm glad you do that with your your teen patients, and and we need positive role models, guys. Well, I'm going to bring this up just because I'm like, what an absolute pig. And I'm sorry, I don't usually do any kind of hate thing, but this human being is a disgusting pig. And I'm going to give you, that's my opinion, okay? When you're 63 years old and you think that you're still 25 and you're acting like you're 25 and you're showing your behind on national television, you're a pig, okay? And I think some of you may know who I'm talking about, and more shovel-ready jobs. Where are all they? Where's all the infrastructure stuff? Does anybody know who I'm talking about? National television, laying on the host desk, first of all, and then showing her behind. Who did it? Does anybody know? Yes, JJ is first to know. Madonna. She's always been a pig. She always will be a pig. And there you go. I'm sorry if you like Madonna, great. I do like some of her music, but somebody said Oprah. No, Oprah would never do that. But always trying to be relevant, always trying to be in the spotlight. You know, you know, she's 63 years old. Okay, how about showing some class? How about that? Oh no, her behind, guys. Yeah, her behind. She got implants in that behind. Absolutely, 100%, no doubt about it. Maybe they should have. Maybe they should have done a tummy tuck when they did that. I don't know. I'm just saying, just an observation. But maybe Madonna could have used a little bit of a tummy tuck there as well. But who am I to say? But like I said, I just and I don't want to be negative to somebody. I think that it's not nice. But she had like in North Shore Preparedness said Ed because she has no class, and that sums it up right there in a nutshell. Um, and she's no Tina Turner, absolutely. Tina Turner had class. Tina Turner absolutely had class. Madonna, like I said, the only word that I can is classless, and she's a pig. Sorry if you're a Madonna fan, apologies ahead of time, but I think she's very, very classless. And the stuff that and thank goodness she just went official on Instagram with her 27-year-old boyfriend. I'm sure he's in it for love, no doubt in my mind. You know, I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure he's in it for love. Yeah, I'll vote. She did have good music in the 80s. I gotta say, guys, I really really did enjoy her music back in the day. Even though she was classless back then as well, I did enjoy her music. But at some point, you have to realize, come on. You know what? It's called retirement. You go gracefully into the night and you go away. You're not hot anymore, no matter how much plastic surgery you've done. Her face is very tight, though. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I find it. Yeah, Dementia Joe isn't running anything. He's just following the script. Nice statement. I like that. Michael Jackson had a lot of surgeries. Michael Jackson was an odd bird. He was an odd bird. Great entertainer, but an odd bird. And who knows what was true and what wasn't true. You're falling for the marketing talking about her. I just thought, like I said, when I saw what was done, I just thought how classless. So, but anyway, uh, much calmer in the chicken yard. Like I said, we are down to, yeah, Michael went too far down the rabbit hole. He sure did. Hey, Freddie left you. You should see some of the classless individuals on TikTok talking about hating men, using men, and showing their bodies off, all ages of the females. Yeah, I really haven't done TikTok. I don't have a TikTok thing. Um, no, she probably thinks she's a gilf, not a milf. Madonna is too old to be a milf. She's definitely, and she sure ain't no gilf. Okay, so no, she would not be the one. What was the topic again? We did talk about it. Honestly, we did. About 20 minutes into the chat, we actually did talk about the topic. So, but yeah, it is. Well, I was talking about how there's a double standard when it comes to going after people with a capital. They call them riots. I still can't call that a riot. And then the looters in people assaulting people and burning down buildings, uh, attacking federal buildings, how they basically got a slap on the wrist and everybody got let go. The double standard. But the vile, vile Republicans and those people that went in and tried to take over, well, they all left peacefully, actually. So there you go. But poor decision, absolutely poor decision. I will never, never, never discount that. So egg count time. Yes, yes, it is. Let's. Let's do that. Okay, so yeah, paid agenda, exactly. And if it fits the agenda, it's great. And if it doesn't, then we don't talk about it. That's how it works. Or if the Patriots decide to do something and they make a mistake, they'll hang them from the rafters. All right, so before we do the egg count, we're at 636 in the chat. We're at 638 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time for doing so. Again, it really does help with the algorithms as well. So thank you for doing it for that reason as well. It pushes us up higher in the rankings with YouTube. Also, I like to see a lot of thumbs up, being honest. And if you are not subscribe to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So let's see what we got for guesses for the egg count. Give you guys a minute here. All right. If you had the same exact guess, and I love the name, if you had the same exact guess as Say No to It, if you had the same exact guess as Say No to It, then you are correct. And that was 5 eggs. 5 eggs today. Thick Neck has not laid. She's got nice new feathers coming in though, which is great. And but we did get 5 eggs today. So, but and 3 fake eggs. That's correct. The fake eggs are always there to help encourage them. But most of the eggs that I'm getting right now are from the babies. Almost guarantee that. So, you know, I lost another young chicken today. Going to have to lock them up. Need a bigger yard. Judy Jackson. Yeah, you know, when people will say to me, and that's another part of it. People say, "Well, why don't you free range your chickens?" Because I like my chickens. I like my chickens, and I want them to be alive, and I want them to be safe. So they have their area, and the dog run goes all the way around. Um, are the hens missing the roosters? Today was pretty mellow. So you know, with just Foghorn, Leghorn, and Goliath in the yard, and 18 girls. So I'm down to 20 chickens. But you know, it is with giving away the 3 roosters. It was a way too many roosters. And once again, for those of you that want to bash me because I didn't take care of them myself, if I don't have to at this point, I'm not going to. If it is a worst case scenario and SHT happened to tonight, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to dispatch my 5 oldest hens right away because they're not laying anymore. So no, actually my area is pretty good for free range. I could do free range, but I would have fishers, coyotes, fox, you know, all those things would be chicken hawks going after the chickens, and they would not do well, you know. Do you have a rooster named Macho? No, nope. We have Goliath, and Heather named him Goliath because he was huge, big. He's the boss. And then we have our white rooster, which is Foghorn Leghorn. So, and that is, if you followed the cartoon as a child, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll say, boy. Great cartoon, by the way. Great cartoon. But my wife didn't lay anymore. She was dispatched. Oh my God, that's funny. But again, you know, you have to, like I said, right now, I don't have to do anything like that, so I'm not going to. I don't like to have to put an animal down. I don't like to do it. Can I do it? Yep, I sure can. Done it before? Yep. Will I do it again? Yep. But I don't like doing it. So if I can get away with not doing it, then you know, if I can give them away, and I'll tell you what, the gentleman that came and picked up the roosters, I will almost 100% guarantee that they were going to butcher them and eat them. Okay, but that's okay. You know, they get some free food. I don't have to do it, and I can make a peaceful. I can make a peaceful brood with enough hens that everybody that's the two roosters are going to be happy. So yeah, only when the circumstances call for it for dispatching. Exactly. Exactly. What do you think about increasing the chickens area without giving them a free range? My chickens got a pretty good area where they can run. You know, they my chickens have a good run where they can go, so they can really get going with that. And then I got a huge chicken house. A lot of you guys have told me that you know. Oh, you know what? We'll talk about that in a second, Asif. Um, a lot of you had told me, about calling it the chicken mansion because it's so big. Uh, you know, I wanted to make sure I had an idea in my head of what I wanted to do for my chicken house, and it's very, very efficient. It works really, really well. They have plenty of room, and they're good to go. So Asif was asking any chance to incubate any eggs anytime soon. Not through the course of the winter. If I'm going to incubate any, I would probably do it like in like February, so that by the time we got into April, then they would be ready to go, and I would keep them uh, longer in a contained area before I would put them out there. So yeah, I know I want to do some of her eggs, but see the thing is, it's going to be a hybrid because the father is either going to be Foghorn Leghorn or it's going to be Goliath. So yeah, my chickens are definitely living in luxury. They definitely have it made. So what wood burning stove do you recommend? It really is. When it comes to that, it depends on your needs, wants and needs. Always comes down to that. How big of an area are you trying to heat? Number one, and what you want to do. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I would never, never, never recommend a pellet stove because again, you're reliant on the system to work so that you have the electricity to be able to get that set up to burn those pellets. All right. If you don't have the system, you're screwed. So, wood burning stoves all the way, 100%. Again, why do you have a backhoe in your yard? Shh, there's not a backhoe there. That's a figment of your imagination. We're going to be doing some work on Tuesday, and we're going to clean up the front of the property. So that's why there's a backhoe back there because he brought it over and said, "Do you mind if I leave it here for a couple days?" I'm like, "No, man, go ahead. I don't care. Not in a way." So that's why I have a backhoe back there. That's Bill, my bulldozer guy, and so no, he's a good dude. He's a real good dude. Also, you cannot manufacture your own pellets either, right? You have to buy the fuel. Exactly. That's another reason I don't like pellet stoves. It's definitely not the way to go. You know, can the tent stove be used in a cabin? Absolutely. Why not? I don't see why not. You look at some of the videos of people that have cabins, and they don't have real big wood stoves in those. They have, the circular ones, or they have the smaller ones that you can get at like Tractor Supply, and stuff like that. So it really, any chance of a, okay, well, we have, hold on a second, guys. Mr. Max is there, and in the laundry basket, which you can't really see, that's just a corner of, Miss Stella is in the laundry basket. And then I have Miss Hella is right here with her paw on Daddy's foot, and another dog is at the end of the bed, and the other dog is by the door. So they like to be around me. So, but yeah, don't tell Dennis about the backhoe. Oh my God, no, I would not. I'm going to tell you what. Uh, Bill is a absolutely awesome dude, and I would never, never disrespect him in any way, type of way by using his equipment when he wasn't here. There's absolutely no way I would do that. That would be like so disrespectful. And but no, he has been a fantastic introduction when I got up here. And when we first got up here, I went to the town and I talked to the town and I said, "No, we don't. I haven't seen any raccoons. Nope, haven't seen any." Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, Max is generally there. Where you see Max, that's where he's generally at. So, Yeah, pot belly stove is a good thing too. Absolutely, it's whatever you're comfortable with, and whatever you are looking to do. If you're looking to heat a bigger area, you need a bigger wood stove. Obviously, it's going to cost you more money. The more efficient you want it to be, you know, I paid 4,600 for a cook stove with a hearth. They were trying to get rid of. I'm going to tell you what. I have friends of mine, Patty and John, that you guys have met, that helped me put up the greenhouse. Awesome, awesome people. Very, very down to earth. Love those guys. Absolutely love those guys. They're fantastic. They ended up getting Queen Anne, which is an amazing stove that can be used as a wood stove. It can be used for cooking. It even has a 30-gallon tank in the back that can be used to heat up water. It is absolutely amazing. That would be something, if I could get my hands on one of those, I would do it in a heartbeat. They are not cheap. They are not cheap at all. If you go and look up Queen Anne's, they are not cheap, but it's a great thing. You can, like I said, you can use it for cooking. You can make bread in it. You can cook whatever you want. And again, it's a wood stove at the same time, and it will keep your house super, super warm. So that is a very, very cool thing. A friend of mine got a chip stove, and I had to explain what he needed to burn in it. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, like I said, people, again, do your research, do your homework, make sure that you're getting what you need and what you want, something that's going to be useful past a post event. That's important, in my opinion. You want to get a pellet stove, knock yourself out. Well, good luck with that pellet stove, um, you know, in a post event because it ain't going to be working. It's not going to work. So, and you're not going to be able to get any more fuel for it. And again, I would rather standing deadwood, um, like with oh my god, with down in West Virginia, my property in West Virginia, and Dennis was like, yeah, hardwood, not pine. Don't burn pine in a wood stove. Pine is crap. Now I know once you get out west, a lot more pine, and they have all kinds of pine, and people say, well, we burn pine in our stove all the time. Yeah, and you got a ton of creosote buildup as well. Okay, absolutely. And I think Heartland has a similar stove. Look for their videos. Okay, yeah, yeah, there's those are great stoves, great, great stoves. But again, you pay for what you get. With my wood stove that I have, I absolutely love my wood stove. It is very efficient. It will blow us out of this house. If you watch here, yeah, pine is for outdoors and fire pits. Exactly. I do not recommend burning pine in your wood stove ever. No reason to. No reason to. So, hey Ed from Wyoming, waiting for the blizzard. I heard that, Sharon, that you guys were getting that out there. Keep safe. Keep your heads down. Don't do unnecessary travel. That's one of the things I could never understand. There's no reason to risk your life to get out there in that weather. I don't care if it's for a job or anything else. Stay home. Stay home. So, yeah, locust is great burning wood. Yep. Yep. Locust burns really hot too, which is a good thing. That's what you want. But hardwoods, I love. Nothing beats the smell of cherry. If you got cherry, you know. But yeah, it is. I love burning the hardwoods. And like I said, if you got standing dead, cut the standing dead down. Use that first. It's ready to go. That's the cool thing about that. But like the property in West Virginia, Dennis said, just in a 50-foot radius off the lower meadow, he goes, there's 2 years worth of firewood there just with standing dead. That's not touching. Yeah, cedar's okay as well. Like I said, pine is it's really sappy, and when you burn pine, what happens is it will clog up your chimney and the top and everything as well. So no, I just and what is the other one? See, is it cedar? Maybe it is cedar. No, I think cedar's not good either. I think cedar is very sappy as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to remember because I think but yeah, if you can burn hardwoods, go with the hardwoods. That's definitely the way to go. Yeah, pine definitely builds up the creosote. There's absolutely. How are wood costs in New York now or West Virginia? Well, I know if you're buying, like, okay, so different parts of the country call it different things. Here we call it a face cord. 4 foot high, 8 foot long. That's a face cord. Three face cords make up a cord. Okay, so if that makes it better, in different parts of the country they call it a rick. So a rick, 4 foot long, 8 foot high, or I mean 4 foot high, 8 foot long. Face cord or a rick, that's what it is. Three of those make up a cord of wood. All right. So a face cord of wood here, for me, my cost, because I've been with my wood guy for as many years as I have, um, I pay $65 a face cord. He had me at $60 a face cord for several years, and he said he had to increase the cost by $5 this year per face cord, because of that. And so they deliver the wood. It's all split. All I got to do is stack it. So I've split plenty of wood in my day. I will continue to cut down the smaller stuff to make better kindling for us, for both my house and for Mom and Becky's place. So I will definitely continue to do that. So full cord paid $200 2 weeks ago. Susquehanna Homestead said they'd have 4 cords for the winter. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I bought this year. I bought 16 face cord. I put 12 in my woodshed, and I put 4 of that. The other 4 went over by Becky and Mom's place. So, how much do you go through? Good question. Generally between 8 and 12 face cord a year. Depends on how cold it is. I think last year we maybe did 8 face cord, maybe. But again, if it's really really cold, you're burning more wood. If it's not as cold, like tonight, I don't have a fire going tonight. Uh, did a fire last night for a little while, and then we let it burn out. It just really depends on how cold it is, and those type of things. But once it gets cold and we're burning 24 hours a day, we'll go through wood. I mean, that just but that's how it goes. Now, I know that, like, if you were in Rochester, a good example, I think they're paying between $85 and $90 a face cord. So that's it depends on where you're located, who you know, what relationship you have with your wood guy. And like I said, my wood guy knows that I'm gonna buy wood. I pay cash, and so we have no issues. So, um, 325 a cord here for fir and larch. Larch is not bad to burn. That's the best we can get. Yeah, I mean, and again, those prices have absolutely gone up as well. Just paid 440 for a cord of Merdone. Treasure Seekers SOJ just said that. Wow, that's expensive. That is expensive. There's more talk about a dark winter coming. Terrence Parker Jr. just said, "Yeah, oh yeah, they've pretty much talked about, folks, that there's going to be grid down situations this winter. They've already said that it's going to happen. So again, will we be surprised when it does happen? We shouldn't be. We absolutely should not be, because it's going to happen. I honestly believe it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Make things so expensive that it's hard for people to afford it. So now you have to rely on a system to get by, right? Because now you're entitled. It's not entitlements, you're entitled. Because without them, you can't make it. And that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, 3 face cord make up 1 full cord. Yep, that's exactly right. Have you thought about doing your live stream in front of a fire pit? That'd be relaxing. That wouldn't be a bad idea. That would be fun. If you have a big black walnut, see if you can sell that tree. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, there is definitely trees that are worth serious money. Serious money. I'll tell you a story about that. Black walnuts, right? When I lived in Charlotte, New York, right down by the Lake Ontario, had a property. Willfully ignorant. I mean, unbelievably ignorant. So I had a huge black oak tree, or not, black walnut tree in the front, and a black walnut tree in the backyard. I actually paid somebody to come and take that down. And they're like, "Hey, is it okay if we take the wood?" I'm like, "Yeah." Sure, go right ahead. Had no idea. Hate to think what they sold that for. Hate to think what they sold that for. But yeah, that's. I mean, I had no idea. No idea. If I knew that now, I would have definitely had sold that tree. I only took down one. The one in the backyard we left up. But yeah, that I definitely would have. I hate to think. Yeah, thousands exactly, exactly. Scary. Yep. So if three face cord equals a cord, then me paying 225 per cord isn't a bad price here in Rhode Island. No, that's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. So if, with me paying what 65 a face cord, so it's at what 180, 195, 195 is what I'm paying for a cord. So that's not horrible at all. But again, like I said, depends on where you're at because I'm way out in the country. I've had a good relationship with my wood guy. He's not trying to, hurt me, if you will. And like I said, he only raised the price per face cord by $5. So I no complaints. Super super nice guy. Call him every spring, and I'll say, okay, bring me this. And that's when I try to do it. I try to get it in early, so it has time to sit there and and get things done. But you know, oh my goodness, time is getting away. So we're gonna do some shout outs really quickly. We've already done some, obviously, through the course of the stream already. But we're going to do some more. So I'm not going to probably not going to mention the ones that I already mentioned before. I may anyway. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But one of the ones that I did not mention in the last stream that I definitely did want to mention, Diamond with Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Suspicious Observer, another one. Really great channels. Diamond is unbelievably intelligent, and I think we should support his channel. So I'm going to ask you guys to go over there to the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Show them some love. Tell them Prepper Nurse One sent you over. Also, yeah, you can burn pallet wood in a wood stove. Yep, you sure can. Done that for years too. Break it down, smash them up. They burn really, really nice. That's a nice hardwood pallets are. They have to be a good hardwood. Um, Also, we have Icky Can. Oh, JJ's putting up Heather's link as well. So Heather's link for her channel on Etsy, where she is selling jewelry. JJ just put that up. Thank you, JJ. It was very nice of you to do that. And Heather's not home tonight. She is out and about, living the life of a young lady. So that's what they do. Diamond's channel is the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. JJ, if you would throw that up there, please, for me, so that people can know how to get over to Diamond's channel. Oppenheimer Ranch Project. So, if you throw that up there for the link, I would appreciate that. North Shore Preparedness is another channel, obviously. Also, we have Icky Can up in Canada, and she just put up his link up there. Really, really nice guy, very, very down to earth. So I would ask you to support him as well. Okay, really, really nice, nice man up in Canada. We have Sean James up in Canada with the two channels. He has Sean James, and he has My Self Reliance. Fantastic to watch him build. Unbelievable. I had to laugh at him when he said, "Oh my God, I'm 50 and I'm starting all over again." Yeah, well, I'm 56, pal, and I'm starting over again in another location. But I'm keeping this one too. I'm not letting this one go. Um, Diamond is also magnetic reversals news. Oh, okay. So I didn't know he had the other thing as well. But anyway, so we have Alaskan Prepper, super super down to earth gentleman. I would ask you guys to obviously go over there and support him as well. Alaskan Granny. We have Canadian Prepper. We have obviously Pinball Preparedness. Even though we talked about him earlier, we'll give another shout out now. Why not, right? Again, another real decent guy. I've talked with him as well. Uh, Southern Prepper One is another channel. Wrangle Star is another channel I highly recommend. Really, really down to earth people, good family out there out west. We have Marfugal News. We have them. They're awesome. Adam and Dak, great, great people. We have the Angry Prepper in New York City. Awesome guy as well. Been on his show a couple times. Really, really down to earth. Gray Man Prepping is another channel. I've been on his show as well. A lot of great channels out there, guys. And I think we, like I said, I believe that we should all be supporting each other I think that it's really important to do so. 80K Man has a channel here in New York. Vizariza is also will be restarting his Carrington Chronicles series at the end of this month. So definitely go over, show him some support as well. Really, really good guy. He's been up here to the homestead, and and he's Magic Prepper is another channel. Yes, Prepper just put up Magic Prepper. Uh, so really good channels out there. Again, I believe we should all be supporting each other. I think it's important to do so. And there's a lot of good information. People look at things differently. We can't forget my boy over in La Palma in the Canary Islands, Bushcraft Bear. Fantastic guy, very, very down to earth, wonderful human being. I would ask you guys to go over and support his channel as well. You can see they've been dealing with the volcano now for almost 3 weeks over there, a little over 22 days, I believe so. And we have Susquehanna Homestead. So show them some support, guys, as well. Okay. You can see the pressure is getting to him over there because things are getting worse over in the Canary Islands. So let's please go support him. Tell him, again, tell him Prepper Nurse One sent you over. Green Greg's, yes, forgot about Green Greg's. Awesome guy as well. Very, very nice. Very, very knowledgeable as well. But yeah, Bushcraft Bear, I like him. I found him intermittently, and I said, oh my God, I think this guy's awesome. And like I said, he's reporting on what is going on over there as well. So again, we should all be supporting each other. I think it's important to do so. And so that's why I'm asking you to do that. So if I left somebody out or I forgot somebody, not on purpose, I'll try to remember people next time. But there's a lot of great channels. There is a lot of people that I like to watch. And the nomadic movement, again, I did mention them earlier. They are down in Panama. Right now, they're in Boston at his family's home. They just had their daughter. Really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. So Green Greg's is setting up a mushroom farm. Oh, that's cool. I can't stand mushrooms. So, but that's cool. I'm sure hopefully he'll teach people a lot about that. That's a good thing. That is absolutely a good thing. Oh, I forgot Steve Willis. Camping with Steve. Love him. I think he's awesome. Oh, excuse me. I think he's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Very, very light-hearted humor, and does stealth camping. Just if you want some entertainment, absolutely Camping with Steve. Again, so definitely show him some support as well, and tell him Prepper Nurse One sent you over. So, all right. So the time is like flying by here tonight. We did talk about the topic for a little while though, so at least I got that part done. We didn't get into it for a while yet. Do you think? Hold on a second. I want to read that comment. Hope asked, "Do you think China and Taiwan are starting World War III, or are they just showing off?" I honestly believe that China is, excuse the pun, but hell bent on taking Taiwan back. They have continued to build up their military. Their military budget is nowhere near where we spend $750 billion a year on our military budget. China has definitely upped their budget. They spend $250 billion. All right, but they're cranking out ships at an unbelievingly alarming rate where we are not. Okay, so definitely China wants to be a player. So I do believe that they will definitely make a move at some point to try to take Taiwan back. That's my guess. What that leads to is anybody's guess. Hopefully, yeah. And Taiwan makes it. Yes, Randy Romines just said Taiwan makes computer chips. Taiwan wants that action. Yes, they are. They're the number one country in the world making computer chips, and China wants that. So if they control that, then they control that much more. So but yeah, it's not good, not good. The whole thing's not good. So anyway, what we're gonna do now, because again, time is getting away, so I want to make sure I do all of our things that we like to do. We are Legion. We are Legion because we are many, not the bad biblical Legion. So I don't want to hear it. We're the good Legion, like the American Legion. the Roman Legion. We're a huge network of people. We are all over the world. We're a huge family. Where is everybody from tonight? So we have Franklin County, Ohio. Let's see. Melbourne. Philip, where were you? You didn't do it too soon tonight. Come on. Melbourne, Australia. Philip, welcome. I'm glad you're in the house, my friend. Franklin County, Ohio, Virginia, Oregon, Beech Grove, Indiana, Inverse, Florida, BC, Canada. We have Ontario, Canada, Michigan, Virginia, Afton, New York, Raleigh, North Carolina. We have Erling, Iowa, Saint something, Quebec. I'm sorry I missed the other part of that. Littletown, New Hampshire. Probably said that wrong. I apologize. Holland, Michigan, upstate South Carolina. We have the UK in the house. Very nice. Welcome. Thank you for staying up late. Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. We have Delaware in the house. Northern California, Endicott, New York, Clearwater, Florida, Nowhere, Oklahoma. There you guys are. Welcome, welcome. North Carolina, Wisconsin, the mountains of North Carolina, Maryland, welcome. Gigi. Philadelphia, Northern Illinois, Fort Lauderdale, Ulster Park, New York, Communist Canada. Yeah, Canada's getting bad, guys. North Wellington County, Ontario. Very nice. Mild, Michigan. Northern New York. We have Florida, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Tennessee, Northeast Colorado, Union City, Pennsylvania, uh, Hardersburg, Kentucky. I probably said that wrong. I apologize. Montana, Troy, North Carolina, Lake East, Ohio, the UK again. Welcome. Again, thank you for staying up late. We have West Virginia in the house. My neighbors, welcome. North Highlands of California, Southern California, Tucson, Arizona. I don't know where I got Arizona. I don't know, whatever. Albany, New York, Lenore, North Carolina. So again, guys, we have Texas in the house once again, all over the world, all over the country. For the folks over in Europe and the UK and Scotland and all those places, thank you guys for staying up so late and joining us. I do appreciate that. For everybody up in Canada, what you guys are going through up there, I feel so bad for you that you have a lunatic leader, just like we do here in New York, in the United States. Um, you know, all about control, knowing every aspect of your life, tracking your movements, seeing where you're going to go. Oh, yeah, and by the way, if you have one of these, they are already tracking you. A lot of times I leave it home. That's what I do. But we need to work together when the time comes. We're, like I said, we're a huge family. We're the ones that are awake. We have Indiana in the house, John Ross. We're the ones that can make a difference. We really, really, truly are. And I think that that's one of the reasons why we are awake. Not woke, but awake. I saw an article. I got to mention this really quickly because I like lost my mind with it. And this is the last thing we'll talk about, and then we're going to do everything else. But again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, let's do that. Let's get that up over 500. We're at 480. So let's jump that up over 500, please. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So thank you for that reason as well. Also, remember, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, Molly Ringwald, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, iconic movies of the 80s. I saw an article today. She sat down with her older daughter and watched the movies when that daughter was like 10. She said, I kid you not, I haven't sat down with my younger daughters yet and watched that movie because my daughter's very woke and she's going to be upset with the premise of these. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You raised your child to act like that? Well, oh, I'm sorry. Liberal Hollywood actress. Enough said. Enough said. But what is up with that? You're like ashamed of those are iconic movies. Those are movies that I saw growing up that are part of that. You know what I mean? So it's insane. It is insane. But Anyway, so I want to thank my moderators who are absolutely awesome, fantastic, for keeping the chat clean. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I do appreciate what you do. It really does mean a lot to me that we have great chats, that we have great, you know, questions, and that there's not the nonsense going on in the chat. I do appreciate that. That is amazing. Also, um, thank all of you for being here. I appreciate the support of you guys. You guys are fantastic. I have the best people come in here, and they're very, very engaging, and I think that that is amazing as well. So, also, I want to remind you guys we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can figure that out, we would be in so much better shape, realizing that we are in it together. All right, Brookings, Southern Oregon coast. Kathy, take it easy. Hey, you didn't do it when everybody else was doing it, so I didn't see it in there, so I didn't say it then. I'm just giving you a hard time, hon. Don't think that I'm being a jerk. I like the bus chops, but we got to stop letting them divide us over race, religion, political affiliation, the vax and the unvax. That is the latest tool that is being used to try to separate us from each other. Okay. So definitely don't let them do that. All right. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen uh, in life. And so it's important to tell the people that you care about every day how you feel. Last but not least, tell her to watch Charles Bronson or Eastwood movies instead. Oh my God, yeah, those were yeah. Well, there, she would be triggered. She would have to go into a safe space if she watched those movies. Oh my God, that's so funny. Um, Also, remember, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. It's a great mantra. It works with any part of your life. It doesn't have to be about prepping, living off grid, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish. If you go one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time, you can accomplish your goals. I have been doing it for years, and it's amazing how much gets done when you follow that. Realizing, don't overwhelm yourself. Just take it easy. Work yourself, follow what you can do. And before you know it, man, a lot of things are going to get done. Tomorrow, Thanksgiving in Canada. Let's wish everybody in Canada a happy Thanksgiving. It is Indigenous Peoples Day here in the United States and also Columbus Day. So I hope everybody is safe. And that you guys have a great night. Be safe, everybody. I will see you all later. I will see you tomorrow. Prepper Nurse One out for now.